You might be surprised to learn that this classic game offers something that is missing from today's AAA titles. Free drip just for playing. But that's not all. Once you buy it, it's yours. No FOMO, no shop-only cosmetics. In this video, we'll explore why Halo MCC is still one of the best FPS games to play in 2023 and reveal the real final phases to experience it before it's too late. Stick around to find out. A lot of players still play Halo MCC each day, even in 2023, and thankfully, the game has crossplay, which has helped bolster the community's ability to preserve the game. My aim in this video is to explain why I still play MCC, and to try and shout from the rooftops how good a state MCC is in right now, and why now could be some of the final times for MCC's entire experience to exist. So in a kind of paradox, as Halo Infinite has improved in the last few months, MCC's popularity has been declining. You can still find matches in popular games like Halo 3 and popular modes, but as time marches on, finding matches for anything beyond Slayer and BTB can take quite a bit of searching time. Part of that is because Halo MCC is now 9 years old, or at least it will be on November 11th, and beyond that, the games in the collection are even older than that. The game has gone through a complete transformation over the last 5 years, and is easily one of the best values in all of FPS gaming today. With regular discounts on Steam, you can get MCC, all the major Halo campaigns, excluding Halo 5 and Halo Wars and Spartan Assault, for not that much. And just look at the sheer amount of drip that you get in this game just for buying it. Literally just play the game. Just play the game. It's not a grind fest, you just unlock things. The sheer level of value you get from this purchase and the amount of cool unlocks at your fingertips is rock solid and beckons back to games of the old years, pre-live service stuff. There's no timed FOMO. You can push through whatever pass you want at any time. Also, since a few updates ago, the amount of XP you earn through the challenges has been bumped substantially. It's the opposite of stingy. The MCC team who worked on fixing the game has a deep sense of passion, and it showed over the years of updates that they gave. Speaking of which, the actual store or exchange, you don't actually get to use real-life money for. There was a brief moment when the idea of microtransactions was discussed within the community, and 343 did not move forward in that direction. Which all I have to say is, classy move. And that brings us to a very important word for this video, and that is passion. It took passion from the MCC team to fix this hot mess of a game. It wouldn't be an MCC video without briefly covering the rocky history of the title. You've probably heard it 100 times, so I'm going to sum up the entire story of Halo MCC in just 60 seconds. Halo MCC was announced at E3 2014. The game released in November of that year. Matchmaking was very inconsistent and broken. The first few weeks and months of MCC was very hard to play online, with frequent large patches being pushed and little progress being made. Just 3 weeks after launch, Bonnie Ross issued a public apology for the state of the game and offered players a free month of Xbox Live and a special avatar, nameplate, and a free copy of the ODST campaign. The game was riddled with bugs in both single-player and multiplayer, crashes, map, and sandbox settings that were incorrect, and Paul Tassi of Forbes went on to say that it may well be the worst major game release in a decade. In April of 2018, the Halo Insider program launched, and with it a string of iterative flight and tests which slowly helped resolve many of the lingering issues that the collection still suffered from. This was the beginning of the turn for MCC. Communication improved, and each test would bring back missing features. In late 2019, Halo Reach launched on PC, with each of the games in the collection added over the coming year with mixed success. Crossplay arrived November 17th, there were 8 seasons of solid support, new unlocks, and more. Simply put, from 2018 onward, the team at 343 has crushed it when it comes to MCC support and turning what was a nightmare of a project into one of the best FPS collections in all of gaming. Are there still bugs? Yes. Are there still inconsistencies with the originals? Yes. But on the whole, were major strides and improvements made that transformed the experience? 1000%. And this was all because the devs had a passion for this project and put in the time and effort needed to make it work. They even went back and completely overhauled Halo 3's netcode, giving players a better experience in some areas than what we could have dreamed of. That word, passion, is the most important theme in this whole video. I still play Halo MCC in 2023 because I am passionate about these games. I'll never forget the experience I had playing Halo CE with friends for the first time. 4-player split screen on Sidewinder of all maps. It was one of the most incredible gaming moments ever for me. Then, when Halo 2 released, and I'd go over to my friend's house after school and play as often as I can, split screen Xbox Live multiplayer together. At the time, I had horrible internet where I lived and I couldn't play online. So the only times that I could was going over to my friend's house who had solid internet, and then we would play split screen matchmaking online for hours and hours. I even remember getting into some of the early infection lobbies where you had to switch teams manually by yourself when you died to the zombies, Scouts Honor style. That love and passion for Halo grew and grew and grew during the Halo 2 days, and I would go home, grind the campaign to improve my aim, and learn how to utilize the sandbox as best as possible. Then, I would even go and make my own custom games to learn the map layouts. Even without the ability to play online, the game was so well made and enticing that I just wanted to spend time with it however I could until the next online session. Then Halo 3 arrives, and it was straight up life-changing. I wasn't even gaming all that much during the year that it released. I was focused on racing mountain bikes at the time, but Halo 3, it was something else. It was special beyond belief. I remember on release playing the first few hours of the campaign in the early morning before school, then coming home that afternoon and evening and finishing the campaign all in one day. I was actually singing out loud the Halo music during the final Warthog run, and that online world for Halo 3. I can't even describe it. It was a cultural phenomenon that transcended anything in the gaming world at the time. Now, I could go on with stories about Reach and even Halo 4, and a lot of my subs have probably heard some of these stories quite a bit, but the point is that passion for Halo, it was birthed in the early years of the franchise, and it grew and grew. Every time that I get on to play MCC, even now, I still get a small portion of those feelings, that enjoyment, those memories. When I get to load in on a Halo 3 Slayer match or pop into Halo CEBTB, I'm kind of transported back. And those feels, the nostalgic vibes, they're still there. There's something about these games, this universe, and this series that has me hooked. There's been huge ups and big downs. And I've been around, at least on the YouTube side, since 2011, since like Halo Reach, trying to fight for the best possible Halo games. All because of the experiences I had with the games in this collection and this awesome community. So to be able to play them now at high refresh rates with solid netcode on dedicated servers, it's got a legit progression system, fun challenges, tons of unlocks, and yeah, it's on PC. It's sick. All of this can also be expanded with the incredible mod support that the game has. Steam Workshop support is there for MCC, making it easier than ever to play some of the coolest mods out there. And that really is where the future for Halo MCC is. More mods and cool community creations. I don't think we've seen the final update for this game from 343, but it certainly seems like things are tapering off. And this is the sad dark side of time marching on. Halo MCC doesn't have the player base that it did a few years ago. And while it's bittersweet, it's also in tandem with Halo Infinite improving. So now is the time to go and play MCC. You can still get into a lot of different game types, and since there's a custom browser and it's got crossplay, I have no doubt that we will all be able to experience a lot of MCC content for years to come. But that is to say, really now is the time, because I don't know what things will be like in a few months or years. Even now, like Halo 4 search times are up quite a bit in contrast with what they used to be just a few years ago. Now, I want to hear from you, especially if you made it to this point in the video. Why do you still play Halo? It doesn't even need to be MCC. If you play Halo now, I want to know why. What was the experience that hooked you? I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it at all enjoyable or entertaining, drop a like, a sub, do the YouTube things. The support lately on the videos has been immense, and I'm extremely grateful for you and to this community. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again next time.